fire. But if it were not for our first responders, this could have been a catastrophe. That's why I want to start by commending first our Paterson Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Brian McDermott, Paterson Police Department under the leadership of our Public Safety Director Jerry Spezial, the Department of Public Works and Assemblyman Sumter. Believe it or not, 19 surrounding towns provided assistance yesterday. So we did come together. When we talk about one Paterson, there's one community that has come together in a tragic situation. And yes, hundreds have been displaced, but the American Red Cross was right there on the scene. And there are other partners that have reached out as a result of what occurred yesterday. Boys and Girls Club, the Oasis, NJCDC, St. Joseph's Hospital, Catholic Charities, obviously through Straight and Narrow, Paterson Task Force, that is correct, our Paterson Municipal Council, Council President Maritza Davila, and Councilman Luis Velez from the 5th Ward, this area. And so we want to let those that have been affected by this tragic fire, that we're here and we formed a united front to obtain as many resources as possible and to get as many services to you imaginable. And so at this time, I'd like to call forward the gentleman that I mentioned earlier, our Fire Chief, Brian McDermott.
Good afternoon, everybody. And it's a somber day here. It's, one of the greatest things that we found was just the spirit of cooperation, collaboration, and people really pouring their hearts out. My hat's off to the Red Cross, Catholic Charities, Straight and Narrow. They really took ownership to get people helped right away, to get them sheltered right away. And with the Public Service Electric, did a wonderful job getting power back to the area, which was restored earlier today. So we don't have to inconvenience a couple hundred people more than they have to be. So my hat's off to them, in a collaboration with the mayor, the police department, of course, my director, Jerry Spezial, did a fantastic job. And I'll tell you, I'm proud every day when I see what the Paterson Fire Department does. Did an incredible job of getting themselves in a way of danger to beat back the flames and keep it back to the building where it started. Also I'd like to thank our mutual aid partners for coming together. There was 19 different fire department municipalities that came out to support the city of Paterson, and I really thank them from the bottom of my heart. Not only were they on this scene, but also the embers were flying south pretty strong. We did have 2 fires that occurred south as a result of embers from this fire, and they very quickly and professionally put the fire out. So again, my heartfelt thanks to them, and I really hope that the Straight and Narrow can rebuild and continue the great work that they do to help people in need. So thank you very much, Mayor, and to my council. I really need to thank the council. They came out yesterday with such caring hearts and coming out to bring food to the firefighters, to check on them to see if anybody was hurt or injured, and just to come out and give their condolences and their praise to the firefighters. And I thank them for that, Council President, Councilman. It was very nice for you guys to come out and support us. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
And I can't commend our chief enough. As a matter of fact, yesterday this fire started a little after 11 a.m. I was on the phone with him, and he abruptly said, "Mayor, I have to get off the phone because I have to take command." And that's exactly what he did. Thank you, Chief. And I've stated before that I had flashbacks of what happened in Markel and Elmwood Park. But unlike that situation, we didn't have the winter weather working against us and all of those elements. But we did learn a lesson on how they were able to pull together. And so that's why we're appreciative of the fact that the public schools made their facilities open for those that needed to be relocated. And we're very appreciative of the fact that Rotary USA has contacted me and said, anyone is displaced, we want to help them too. So this is a humanitarian effort, and like I've stated before, it's a united front. At this time, I'd like to call forward our Public Safety Director, who is also immediately on the scene, Jerry Spezial.
Good afternoon. You know, the chief and the mayor have spoken about the teamwork, and if you really think about it, the collaboration in this effort unleashed the power of the many to do what none of us could do alone. I get to witness every day the outstanding contributions made by the men and women of public safety here in the city of Paterson, and this was truly a team effort. I can tell you that they are a talented group of individuals, truly dedicated to the welfare of the citizens here in Paterson, and they do a phenomenal job every single day and inspire me. So I will leave it at that. I will leave it at this. What can we say to a group of individuals that does so much and asks for so little? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Director, we appreciate your leadership. And let it be noted, everyone was evacuated. Not a single life lost. And no one was injured. That is miraculous, Monsignor. Miraculous. And that's again a testament to leadership here in the city of Paterson. Speaking of leadership, a gentleman who called me immediately after word broke out of the fire, our Congressman, Bill Pasquale. Former mayor, of course.
Thank you, Mayor. Immediately yesterday, we started to talk to our personnel and staff in Washington. This is an institution in Paterson. In all of its years, I remember Monsignor Puma, who started this great organization, right? I'm sorry? Father Norman O'Connor as well. Yes, how can we forget him? So many people have dedicated themselves to those who suffer from addiction. The city has a proud history of coming forward, because that's what this is all about. Our brave firemen be the first to admit this is what it is all about. Those people who suffer from addiction found a haven here. And in the city of Passaic, where there is another. That's right. Where we're able to relocate some people. So relocation is critical. That's the first step. The institution has some money, I believe, from the federal government. We are sure about that. We've been able to put it in many budgets. And we are looking now any way that we can get some help. And I know the dioceses as well. Our state folks here, our council members as usual. Our public safety director is always there. Our fire chief, of course, our great police officers who helped yesterday all through the fire. When you stand back and look at this, you know, how the heck did anybody not get hurt? I've asked myself that question. I know the number of people that were in there. I know most of the inches in the buildings. And you have to ask yourself that question. But we've risen to the occasion. Paterson has that knack of rising to the occasion and performing as professionals as we would expect them to do. Always putting their lives on the line. You know how many lives were put on the line yesterday in order to bring this fire to heal? The Paterson Diocese, the Catholic Diocese, has been a friend and partner in Paterson for many years. I can't tell you how many times we've worked together on so many issues. My friends, today there is no more important issue than what we're talking about right here. So our great hospitals were there, ready. They were ready. The Red Cross didn't ask any questions. They just jumped in and went. So we all have responsibilities. I'm following through. I had 3 conversations today, Mayor, with our people in Washington. We're ready reaching out. We're going to do everything we possibly can on our end and make sure that we help coordinate and get this done. We get this place whole again. I know the other 2 buildings have just been opened, correct? the other two buildings on campus. And so we're going to be here and helping whatever we have to do. And thank you for paying attention to these kinds of things. Critical to the neighborhood, critical to our area. Not everybody in these buildings are from Paterson, you know. In fact, there's many towns that probably wouldn't even want this in their town. That's what we deal with. That's the subject of other discussions. So, Mayor, whatever you need, count on me. Fire department, you know what I think of you. Police department, our clergy, my old friend, he's a young guy. I'm an old guy. So, Mayor, thank you, and you count me to be whatever help I can be. Thank you, everybody.
The Congressman mentioned the hospital. We have with us the CEO, who obviously stepped forward, provided assistance with a detox center. We have with us Kevin Slavin from St. Joseph's Hospital.
Thank you. I want to start by commending the mayor, public safety director, the chief, everyone involved, all the partners for all the heroic efforts. As was mentioned twice now, when you normally see a fire of this nature, we are at the ready for the worst possible health injuries. And we were very pleased that there were no serious injuries whatsoever, and that's a credit to the heroic efforts. I think they deserve another round of applause for that. As the neighbor, we also had some damage, a fire on a roof of one of our outpatient buildings. Again, due to the quick response of the Paterson Fire Department, the fire was put out quickly, and the area is now being ready for those patients to be seen tomorrow. So we won't miss a beat tomorrow. As the day wore on, we got a call from Scott Milliken to say, could you accommodate some of our detox patients? And we sprung into action and made that space available, did all the necessary things to make it happen. I do want to commend the Department of Health, particularly the Deputy Commissioner, Marcella Mazaris, who I was in contact with, and within 30 minutes I provided St. Joseph's with all the emergency approvals to accommodate those patients. I just visited them before I came here, and they're ready to move over, and they're very happy. So, again, thank you, and we appreciate being part of this.
We've also been joined by our councilman of the 3rd Ward, William McCoy. Bill McCoy, thank you for joining us. American Red Cross, first on the scene, providing assistance, providing relief. So we have with us Rosie Taravella from the American Red Cross.
Thank you so much. Really, it's a privilege for me as the regional CEO to stand here on behalf of 30 volunteers who are currently working on this event. We had several last night working in our shelters, working in our partner shelters. We'll be doing casework throughout the week to get everybody restored. But it's truly easy to participate when you have the kind of partners that we have here in Paterson. We have the great nonprofits that you've heard about. We have our wonderful mayor, our congressman, our first responders. And we were only here 3 months ago installing smoke alarms in various parts of Paterson with these same partners. And it's just a reminder of how dangerous fire can be. And we really encourage everyone to always test your smoke alarms and make sure that you're safe. But it's a privilege for me to be with you all today, and I thank you.
Thank you, American Red Cross. We don't always want to see you in Paterson, but when we see you, we appreciate it. I'm going to call forward from Straight and Narrow, the CEO, Scott Milliken. I know it's been tough, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you all. I can't, it's overwhelming how much support our community has received from you. The mayor and Congressman Pasquale said the most important thing, that nobody was hurt. And I personally want to thank all of the Straight and Narrow staff who followed the emergency procedures that have been put in place, and the evacuation that happened, and the quick evacuation with the fire department to get everybody out and make sure that everybody was safe. That is the most important thing. Buildings can be replaced, people cannot. So we thank you very much. Straight and Narrow is the largest drug and alcohol counseling center in the country. Over 200 people were displaced last evening. We're very fortunate that the two standing buildings behind you, the power is turned on, and the fire department and Insurance has all said that it's safe to go back, so we will be moving back 150. 50 people will be permanently displaced from this disaster right here. They've lost everything: clothes, shoes. They left with just the items on their back. The outpouring of calls, emails, people asking to support is just overwhelming. So if people want to help, they can text SN FIRE to 41444 or visit our website at ccpaterson.org. Thank you all for your help. It is truly Paterson Strong. Thank you.
And Straight and Narrow operates under the auspices of Catholic Charities, and we have with us Monsignor Herb Tillier. Please, Monsignor.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Straight and Narrow began in that building that we see in back of us with Monsignor Mark Giordani's name on it way back in 1954. It was a small little agency that we didn't even know if it would manage and continue. But it continues today in that same spirit. And when we had this terrible, terrible emergency yesterday, the worst emergency in the history of our diocese, and one of the worst in the city of Paterson, as has been said, no one was injured. That is the blessing. That is the miracle in the midst of everything that took place. As Scott mentioned, as we speak right now, and it is first the women with the little babies who are going back to their quarters down the street. And from then on, the rest of the people will be brought there during the next several hours. But these women and children are our precious responsibility. And everybody in Paterson who is in any work in terms of the city and the service has worked with us beyond imagination to make it possible in a single day when we see that terrible destruction. And our friends of the Red Cross, who we were with for hours yesterday, my brothers and sisters, indeed, the Lord has a way in the middle of everything that is bad to make good come. All of us, all of you are the good that the Lord has brought to our city and our community this weekend. I said to somebody yesterday, no one said no. Everybody said yes. That's Paterson. That's Catholic Charities. We are a community together. We serve this community and all those around us. And we are grateful to all of you in our city, all of our agencies, especially our firemen and our wonderful staff who came in without even being called. They knew we needed them, and they were here to take care of those who needed our help in an extraordinary way yesterday. After one day, if you could say we're out of business yesterday, we're back in business. We're back in action, and we're saving lives, which is our mission. And you and we all share in that sacred mission of saving lives of those who are addicted. God bless you all.
Monsignor, only one word: amen, on this Sunday afternoon. And the Monsignor's right. We are a resilient city. Congressman, we've had floods and other fires, but we've always bounced back. It's a testament to the fabric of what this city is all about. And one of the individuals that first texted me about how she could help was our Assemblywoman. So with us today from our legislative delegation, Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter.
Thank you, Mayor. And Monsignor said it best and those before me. I want to thank our mayor and our council for finding it not robbery to appoint this police chief, our public safety director. When you worry about dollars and cents, the training that they showed yesterday and the commitment to public safety, to have 0 injuries, no fatalities, and to be able to place folks back in their rightful place with what they call home today in less than 24 hours. Keep that in mind. Less than 24 hours, they are relocating 150 people back into their quarters. I want to thank Catholic Charities. I want to thank our first responders. I also want to share with you that the governor's office did reach out to me to see what they can do. Mayor, I'm going to be looking for a call from you for emergency assistance to get them back online, to build us better and stronger. Monsignor, if they've been open since the 1950s, it's up to us as newly electeds, if you will, in this time and age, to make sure that we get them back up and ready so that they can double their capacity. Addictions is real. Paterson is home. Paterson is home to those people who need treatment, and we are going to be that safe haven as we have always been. I am honored to be a part of this delegation because this is what public service is all about, is taking care of our community, and thank you all.
Thank you. And you'll be getting that call, 701. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge from my leadership team, our business administrator, Vaughn L. McCoy. From the Paterson Board of Education, we have with us the president, Oshin Castillo, Deputy Mayor Miguel Diaz, and of course, like to hear from the leader of the Municipal Council, our council president, speaking on behalf of the City Council, Maritza Davila.
Thank you, Mayor. I received a call around 11:40, I would say, from the 5th Ward Councilman saying there's a fire in the 5th Ward. There's a fire, we need help. Soon after, I get the message, the call from our public safety director informing all of the council what was going on. Monsignor, you said something about saving lives. I personally know what Straight and Narrow has done for me and my family because it saved my father's life. And when I saw that building burning down, he's in heaven now. But when I saw it burning down, I said, oh my, what are we gonna do to get it back up? Because Straight and Narrow saves lives. The people of Paterson are coming together. The council will be there, and whatever it is that is asked of us. Many said, why are you guys here? You guys can't do anything. Guess what? Even getting someone a bottle of water. Chief McDermott, your leadership, I have to say it, to the men and women of the fire department, to our police department. Our chief wasn't here, but through the direction and the leadership of our public safety director, Special, just everyone, I just want to personally say thank you, thank you, thank you, and we will come back. Thank you.
And let me make this abundantly clear as far as response time is concerned. The fire department was here within 2 minutes of getting the call. That is remarkable. So I'll close on this, that in the worst of times, it brings out the best in all of us. For all those who've been affected, all the residents, all those who have to be relocated, we are here for you. Thank you very much. We'll now open the floor for any questions. Keldy Ortiz.
How long before everything was permanent?
Chief.
So we worked overnight with the demolition company and our firefighters and the fire investigators from the prosecutor's office and the fire department so that we can demolish, put fire out, and try and get some sort of an investigation into the origin and cause of this fire. So as of early this morning, the demolition operation ceased, and then within about 2 hours ago, we got the power back on in cooperation with Public Service Electric, so that the Straight and Narrow can get the other buildings, 396 and 380 occupied. So it was relatively short time ago, but they worked throughout the night, and thankfully with the collaboration with the Straight and Narrow Fire Department, Demolition Company, insurance adjusters, everything worked out to go very smooth. I've never seen it ever go this smooth with 200 people displaced, with the building that was in this condition, surrounded by very old 100-year-old businesses like White and Schauger over there, and to keep the damage to this one building. I still, in 25 years of doing this, my firefighters, they amaze me every day. Did a wonderful job. So within about 2 hours.
2 hours to permanently take out the fire? Or?
No, with about 2 hours ago. It's okay. I talk a lot, so.
Any other questions? Yes. I'm sorry, the cost? Oh, the cost. It's under investigation. Yes. We haven't estimated the cost just yet, and we are still investigating the cause. But my last conversation with the chief, we don't suspect anything suspicious. However, like I said, it is yet to be determined. Chief, we don't know as of yet where it started the building. We just know that we were able to prevent it from going in, impacting other buildings. Any other questions? Keldy.
Just so we're clear, 50 are permanently displaced.
Correct. Any additional questions? Yes.
What's going to happen to the 50?
What's going to happen with the 50? They're going to Passaic. There's another site there.
Is that also Catholic Charities? Or?
Yeah, it's under the auspices of Catholic Charities. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will forge ahead.